Alright, hello guys. Good morning, good morning. Ayan. Hay, nako. Hindi ko talaga naiwasan. After 3 days guys, ako'y lumabas ng bahay. Kahit sabi sa akin ng doktor ay 5 araw to 7 araw daw akong hindi lalabas. Mahirap kasi sa bahay magtrabaho, lalo na pag may mga bata. Tas yung target ko is live selling or online selling. Kasi talagang gusto nilang laging nasa tabi ko. At nahihirapan akong magbenta. So, okay lang naman, lumaban ako ng 3 araw. At ngayon nga ako pumunta dito sa Mayumi dahil meron ako mga kailangang i-check. At the same time, may mga trabaho ako na kailangan ko ng peace. Of course, sinabayan ko din si Chico dahil exam niya today. At sana ay hindi po bumagsak at magka-letter F yung aking anak. Pero na-share ko na sa inyo sa few episodes natin before na hindi talaga ako masyadong maka-grade or maka-academic na nanay. Though, tinatry ko talaga silang i-encourage, pero hindi ganun ka-loko sa grades. Ayun. Nag-review kami ng konti ni Chico, and talagang umabot sa point na parang napagod siya after 10 minutes or 5 minutes na pagre-review namin. Nakikita ko kasi hindi na siya nakafocus eh. Anyway, meron nga palang nag-comment no, at gusto ko lang sagutin. Sabi niya sa akin, pwede ko ba daw i-share yung ways ng pagturo ko kung paano ko napabasa yung aking mga anak from scratch. So, alam ko, ito hindi naman to sikreto. Meron ng mga sagot nito online, or you can search from Reels and TikToks and YouTube and Facebook ng mga paraan paano natuturuan yung mga batang magbasa at a very young age. Pero as a nanay, and because I had it from scratch as well, I think it's a good idea na i-share ko sa inyo na mga proven na mga strategy kung paano ko naturuan yung mga anak ko na magustuhan yung mga libro at matutong magbasa, katulad ng kay Calby at kay Chico. So, etong sasabihin ko guys, eto lang yung ginawa ko ha. So, number 1 is, I made sure na ma-appreciate yung mga bata yung libro by making sure na na-appreciate ko yung libro. So, I started buying books slowly. Hindi ako nagdiretso agad dun sa mga educational books, but I made sure na merong mga fun books sa bahay. Kahit anong klase ng books, it can be a coloring book, it can be a drawing book, it can be activity workbooks, it can be any type of books. Of course, story books, comic books, kahit ano. Basta ma-appreciate or makita ng mga bata na books are there in your house. Okay? Number 2, I had it scheduled or nilagay ko sa routine na magbasa kami ng libro every single night. So, it was my way to bond with my children, to make sure I have this few minutes or 1 hour or 2 hours with them, just talking about books, reading books together, looking at the picture of the books. So, hindi ko maalala na pinush ko or talagang finorce ko silang magbasa immediately, but I was reading the book with them. Slowly, at first, we were focusing on the photos, on the pictures, on the images, illustrations of the book, and then I started reading out loud to them every single night, and then I point to the words when I read. Okay, so that's number 2. I make sure na pinupoint ko yung mga words pag nagbabasa ako. And then of course, to keep that interest sa libro at hindi maboard yung bata, change of facial expression, change of voice, making it a bit more mysterious or scary if you have to, a little bit lang naman. Make it exciting kapag kailangan, ayun. So next is, ang ginawa ko is, si Calby, dahan-dahan niyang nakaka-catch up yung mga word. Wait lang, silipin ko lang guys ha. Kasi minsan nag-vlog ako tapos hindi pala, ayan, nagre-record. Ay, nag-record siya. Sinilip ko gamit yung isang cellphone. So anyway, dahan-dahan si Calby ay nagkaroon ng, na-activate yung kanyang sight words. Yun yung mga words na nare-remember agad ng bata pag nakita nila yung word. So it started there. And then, they became curious with the word as time goes by, na talagang tinatanong na sa akin ni Calby, Ma'am, how do you read this? How do you read that? And then, from there, diretso-diretso na yung improvement ni Calby when it comes to reading books. Dahan-dahan, pinagdudugtong niya yung mga alam niya na words. Pag hindi niya alam, tinatry niya. That's what's the good thing. That's what's good about Calby. Kasi hindi siya agad nagtatanong. Tinatry niya munang basahin based on the letters and the sounds na nakikita niya. And then if he fails, he looks at me and then I correct him, and then he will learn and remember that word. So right now, I am very amazed to say that Calby can read long words, and he can actually read a whole story. He can read the instructions of the books, of the workbooks, of the homework or activity books from school. So that really helped me a lot, kasi hindi ako nag-struggle sa pagturo ng pagbabasa sa anak ko. Because I did not do it the traditional way. I did it based on how I would like to be taught as a kid, I believe. Kasi yung nanay namin, guys, pagturo niya sa amin ng pagbabasa before is very traditional, very by the book, very step by step, at sobrang stricto na kapag nagpe-fail kami, talagang merong mga moment na iyakan, mga ganun. So, nauubos yung pasensya ng nanay ko kapag tinuturuan niya kami before. But as a mom, of course, ng 4, and as someone who grew up na sobrang maka-academic yung parents ko, it was very hard for me to cope. Kasi nga, I felt really, really pressured. I felt like the only way to make my mom happy, kasi yung tatay namin hindi naman masyadong nag-spend ng oras sa amin, guys. We grew up actually not being close with our father, at least for my case and my other siblings' case. Our eldest sister, Ma'am Sheena, ayan, ay close sa tatay namin. Pero ako, I wouldn't say I'm close with him. So, sa nanay talaga kami. Si mama talaga yung nagturo sa amin, talagang nagpupush sa amin sa eskwelahan, sa academics. And I felt like proud lang si mama or masaya si mama sa academic aspect namin kapag mataas yung grado, kapag umaakyat sa stage, ganun. So, it was really, sobrang na-pressure ako when I was young. And I felt really bad when I did not reach the goal of my mom. Yun yung nangyari. So, growing up, mas naintindihan ko and I actually realized na ang pangit ng feeling pag nape-pressure ka sa school. That's why hindi ko gusto na mag-focus masyado sa academics. Recently, I spoke to Kuya Kahil and he told me that he had his exam and that he forgot to submit or to post some of the exams online. And of course, as nanay, some parents would be very, very galit. Very talagang, time out, bawal ka mag-cellphone, ganon. Pero ako as nanay, I asked him why. And then he said that, he said his reasons. And then I just reminded him these words that I always tell him every time kapag magkasama kami, kahit before pa, which is, there is a time to play, there is a time to work. And if it's time to work, you have to be responsible, you have to be focused, you have to make sure your work is done. Then when it's time for playing, go have fun, go enjoy. As long as you don't do stuff that could hurt you, as long as you are careful, and as long as you learn from the fun that you're doing. Kasi sabi niya sa akin, Ma'am, I had so much fun today, I had fun with my friends. That one for me was the highlight or the icing of the whole cake, which was the best part of talking to my son yesterday. I'm happy he did something about the exam, but to know that my son is enjoying his childhood is something that gives me happiness in my heart, to be honest with you guys. So anyway, I hope I answered your question about how I taught my kids to read. The whole process was fun, the whole process was memorable, and Calby is really proud. And you might notice that my children gets bored for if they stayed with the gadget or TV for quite a period of time. Like sanay sila na nanonood lang kami ng movie. After that movie, it's done. After that, naboboard na talaga yung mga anak ko. So right now, the books are almost finished at home. I did not buy for them new books, but I borrowed from my sister. But I can see that Calby is getting bored and he wants some activity books. So maybe bibilhan ko siya nun. I have some few things dito sa aking shop na nilalagay ko just in case the kids are here. I have books here. I have this learning puzzles of opposites. I have building blocks. Eto. So, building blocks, they can be creative in a lot of ways. Kasi number one talaga takbuhan ng mga bata ngayon, guys, gadget talaga. Gadget talaga. And it's a lot of work and a lot of, it could get a lot of work. Wait lang, check ko muna. Ayan. It could be a lot of work, a lot of effort, and sometimes you will have to spend to make sure that you keep your child away from gadgets. Kasi, hindi ko alam guys, yung gadget kasi ngayon nakakaloko eh. Yung mga programs ngayon na ginagawa nila, nakakaloko. Nakaka-addict, nakakabaliw, nakakabuang, nakaka-change ng attitude sa mga bata. So, natatakot ako na I as a parent will be, alam nyo yun, mag-give up ako sa fact na this is the easy way. I as a parent will choose the easy way na, okay, here's the gadget. Ganon. It will hurt me as a parent. And you guys know na ever since nasa Africa pa lang ako, I really try my best to be there for my children. Of course, this episode as well will talk about my life as inatay or inay at itay in one. So, it's been a year already since I've been a single parent. I tried to be a single mom with a single dad who's there to support the children, but it's not working out peacefully, and I don't want that side of the whole situation. I don't like that. I really would like co-parenting peacefully with my children, and it's not working out, and there's nothing I could do. That's the hardest part, kasi you cannot make someone be a good parent. They are old, they are mature, they are smart, they're big people who can think. These are things na hindi ko na pwedeng i-explain. Ito yung mga bagay na hindi ko kailangang maraming usapan. You have children. Full stop. You have children. Yun lang yung point ko doon. And it's getting harder each day. It's getting harder every time. Kasi ang nangyayari, the other parent believes that it's entitlement, where it's obviously, and the fact is, they are children. Yun lang yung point eh. They are your children. For you to sleep at night, for you to travel, for you to do things normally, go to work and receive your salary without supporting your children is just not normal. Okay, it's not normal, it's not okay, it's not acceptable. And I could just be patient in a certain period of time while I think things, when I think things through, when I try to calm myself down. But until when are you going to reciprocate the respect I'm giving to you? If my respect to you is not being reciprocated, then it's useless. Right? Pinutol ko muna saglit. So, anyway, wait lang. Ayan, adjust natin. Ayun. So, anyway, alam ko guys, no, I'm not the only parent na nanay at tatay sa mga anak natin. Some tatay out there are also being nanay at the same time, and some nanay out there are being tatay at the same time. And some people are out there are not even the legal the biological parents, pero they stand as parents. Pero this is just my experience as nanay at tatay ng mga anak ko, no. To be honest with you, like I always shared with you guys, being a parent who provide emotional support, physical support, financial support, spiritual support, and all other supports is not an easy thing. It's the hardest job in the world. Words cannot even explain kung gaano kahirap sa isang tao na ma-provide lahat ng mga needs at saka wants na din ng mga bata, especially with young children like what I have. Kuya Kahil is 11, Kalbi is 4, Chico is turning 3, and Mayumi is 8 months currently. With Kahil's side, I am happy because his dad is actually co-parenting peacefully. And actually, merong mga nagsabi, kasi pinost ko yung recent conversation namin ng tatay ni Kahil, and marami yung kinilig. Talagang bonggang kilig yung nangyari. Pero for me kasi, I am used to the fact na pag nag-uusap kami ng tatay ni Kahil, it's two people talking using their brains. You know what I mean? Nag-uusap kayo na nag-iisip. Nag-uusap kayo na logical. Nag-uusap kayo na matalinong usapan, mature na usapan. And I really don't give any meaning to that other than he's being concerned to me as nanay ni Kahil and me being concerned to him as tatay ni Kahil. We just want to give the best for for our son. Okay? So, recently, nag-share ako ng convo namin. Eto na lang, lagay ko na lang. Ayan. So, marami yung mga nag-react na kinikilig daw sila. So, sabi ko, depende sa emoji. Depende sa emoji or depende sa pagbabasa mo. Kasi pwede mo siyang basahin na may pa-sweet, pwede mo siyang basahin na may kilig, pero pwede mo rin siyang basahin na very casual. Okay? For me, I look at it as kind of casual kasi nga sanay na ako sa pag-uusap namin. And every time na nag-uusap kami ng tatay ni Kahil regarding kay Kahil, hindi agad siya sumasagot na parang go kasi nanay ka or no kasi ako yung tatay, ako yung nagbabantay sa bata. Hindi ganyan. We always have a very good and healthy conversation. Like recently, nagkaroon ako ng plano na dalhin sana si Kahil for international travel to have a date with him and spend fun time with my son. Pero nagpaalam ako sa tatay niya and ask him to support me in this aspect, that aspect. But then, sumagot yung tatay. Pero sabi niya, I'm busy, let me get back to you. And then, nung sumagot yung tatay, he had to tell me what he thinks about the whole idea. So, he shared with me what he thinks. He actually did a brainstorm with me. And I really, really appreciated that about sa tatay ni Kahil. Kasi hindi siya agad yung nagsasabi na tamad siyang makipag-usap sa akin. Hindi ganon. Lagi siyang iniisip niya muna. So, healthy talaga yung conversation namin as parents ni Kuya Kahil. And that one gives me peace in my heart and gives me peace in my head. And I feel like I won on that side. Kasi regardless kung hindi man kami nag-workout as partner, at least we worked out and we are trying to work it out as parents ni Kuya Kahil. So, right now, guys, once again, wait lang, silipin lang natin, ayan. So, once again is, at least doon na part, medyo okay ang all. Pero sa part ng iba kong mga anak, and you guys know what happened before that, and you guys also have an idea who I'm talking about, it's not an easy thing. To the point na after a year of not having a peaceful co-parenting, I had to really call it off. Completely. I have to shut down everything. I have to, kasi dati hindi niya lang ako ma-communicate, hindi niya lang ako ma-reach out, but I gave him the permission na mag-reach out sa mga anak ko through another phone. Pero because of taking advantage and disregarding the respect that I have for him, as tatay at magulang ng mga anak ko, I decided to call it off for now. Kasi, like I said as nanay, eto lang naman yung sinabi ko sa kanya as nanay. When I decided to split, sabi ko sa kanya, hindi mawawala yung respeto ko sa'yo na natitira after what happened to us. Pero this respect is only because tatay ka ng mga anak ko at only because kung gagampanan mo yung responsibilidad mo as tatay without us fighting about anything. We can talk about it, we can agree about something, we can come up with a conclusion, we can actually have a consensus about this certain area or that area, most especially sa finances or financial support, kasi yun lang naman yung kaya mong ibigay for now. You cannot do anything more than that kasi you don't even reach out sa mga bata. You don't have the time, you don't make the time. It's not about what you can or what you cannot, but what you will do or will not do for the children. Okay? So at least for the financial support, which also failed, I don't see the point. I don't see my respect for him as a father being reciprocated. At hindi ko, for me, that's not acceptable. Hindi siya katanggap-tanggap para sa akin. So, 1 year, more than 1 year na, kasi we separated May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, sorry, May, December, January, February, March, April, May. It's even like more than 1 year na. Okay? And I would tell you guys that 95% of the needs of my children in all aspects are provided by me. Okay? And please, I know some people there will be like, ayan na naman, binida mo na naman ang sarili mo, sinasabi mo na naman na ikaw ang gumawa. I am telling you guys the facts of our life. The facts of our life as a single mother. And why will we choose? Some people always say, do not speak to keep the peace. But the question is, whose peace is it keeping? Is it the peace of the victim or the peace of the perpetrator? Or yung mismong nang aabuso sa'yo? So let me be honest with you guys right here, right now. 95%, 90% of the needs and wants of my children are provided by me. Ganon kagrabe yung sitwasyon. But for me, I'm okay. To be honest with you, if you open up my heart, I don't have the hate. Hate is a very, very big feeling, a deep feeling, and I don't have that because I chose to keep quiet to him. Okay? Hindi ako nagkaroon ng ganong klaseng conversation to him kasi isa lang yung instruction ko eh. Isa lang yung sinabi ko sa kanya when we separated. Support the children and all the respect I still have for you will stay there. I will communicate to you anything about the children. The children will communicate to you. You can communicate to the children. You can visit anytime you want. You can meet the children. Anything. As long as it's about the children, fine. But for more than 1 year of disrespecting me more than how I was already disrespected for a few years back, for me, it's already done. It's unacceptable. And please know that I tried my best to communicate because that's the only thing I can do as the mother of my children, to communicate. Hindi naman tayo pwedeng mag-split. Hindi naman tayo pwedeng magwala. Hindi naman tayo pwedeng sumigaw para ibigay yung kailangan natin as magulang ng mga anak ko. Alright? My children are the most beautiful children in my eyes. I am going to provide for them the best way I can. And I am going to pray every single day. I am going to pray every single night for God to protect me so I will be able to provide for them as long as I could. And for God to protect them so I could see them happy all the time. Kahit na health lang. Yun lang yung hinihingi ko. Health. All the time. Kasi everything else will follow. So, I know guys, wait, check lang natin, ayan. I know kapag may namit akong mga parents, even if you are partners, even if my partner ka, mahirap nga maging parents eh. How much more kapag single parent ka? It is the hardest, you don't even have a single idea. Okay? Now, every parent has different challenges. Iba-iba tayo ng pinagdadaanan. Mahirap sa part na to, mahirap sa part ng ganyan. Pero, for me, regardless kung gaano man kahirap, I am continue ako nagpupush. Kasi I have my family with me. Never nila akong pinil na ako lang mag-isa haharap sa responsibilidad ko. Yes, I am there in front, but my family are always beside me, behind me, in front of me if I need to be spoken to directly. You understand what I'm trying to say? So, yeah, I also have trusted friends. I have trusted people around me who helps me at least na magawa ko yung mga bagay na kailangan kong gawin sa mga anak ko. And I have a lot of people who did not even meet me yet, did not meet my children, but they love my children dearly. They love me dearly and they respect me and my children kahit hindi nila pa kami nakikita. And I know, alam ko ito sobrang sampal to ha, sa mukha ng tatay na hindi nagpro-provide financially na yung ibang mga tao, regardless kung gaano kahirap yung buhay abroad, OFW, or kahit dito sa Pilipinas, nagpapadala or nagbibigay or nagsishare ng blessings sa mga anak ko. And I'm not going to hide that. I am not going to hide that. There are people out there who sends their love and their gifts to my children na hindi nga nagagawa ng tatay. Okay? I am not proud sa tatay ng mga anak ko of how he is behaving right now. I am grateful dahil sa kanya andyan yung mga anak ko, pero it stops there. Kasi it takes more than just calling once in 2 months or once in a month to be called a father. So, there's nothing to be proud about. There's nothing to be proud about. And I am okay with this. I love this better because I am at peace. I am not expecting anything from anyone or from him as tatay ng mga anak ko. And like I said guys, maraming salamat once again sa pagmamahal niyo sa akin at sa mga anak ko. I truly appreciate that. And I am grateful and my heart prays for everyone who loves us and my children dearly. Maraming salamat po sa inyo. And I hope our videos gives you guys some inspiration, some motivation, entertains you from time to time, educates you from time to time, because that is the reason why I am sharing my life to you as single nanay ng aking 4 na napaka-cute pero napaka-kulit na mga half African, half Filipino children. And I am a very proud mom. I'm very proud mother of these kids. And I hope I hope you guys are happy every time you see us there in your YouTube when we pass by. Ayun. So once again guys, hanggang dun lang muna yung chika ko sa inyo. I hope I share with you guys some piece of my heart, some piece of my thoughts this morning, this day. And yeah, I hope I'll meet you guys somewhere in the future, sometime in the future. And of course, just know we love you, and much love from Kuya Kahil, from Kalbi Kulit Kulot, from Chico Chico, from Mayumi, and from myself, of course, from Auntie Christine and Ate Buji, and the rest of my family. We love you guys, and we'll see you on the next episode. Much love from the Yugas.